What if I told you you could develop a happier mindset in a matter of seconds? Researchers discovered about 50% of your happiness is determined by your DNA. Let that sink in for a second. Half your happiness is already determined before you enter this world, and your DNA is something you can't alter. Another 10% of your happiness is due to your general circumstances. That's where you were born, the job you do, the amount of money you earn, whether you're in a relationship or you're single. Now, some of you might be thinking, I'm screwed. I can't change my DNA and I can't travel back in time to change my circumstances. So I'm destined to be unhappy for the rest of my life. But what if I told you you don't need to alter your DNA or travel back in time? Because that remaining 40% can determine your happiness. Furthermore, it's controlled by you. With a little bit of knowledge, you can develop a happier mindset in a matter of seconds. So if you want to learn how to be happier, let's start with the simplest thing: smile. When I used to work in the hospital, people used to always ask me, are you really this happy all the time? And then I would always reply, there's nothing to be unhappy about. And they would always give me this strange look. But I always found it weird that people find it so hard to be happy most of the time. It's only when I set up my coaching business I realized so many people are unhappy. And I thought to myself, it can't just be because of your job, your location. It can't be because you're with a certain person that you're unhappy. That's when I discovered how your DNA can impact your happiness. Now, we can't alter your DNA, but we can change your circumstances. But it may take a little bit of time to get the results that we want. But there's something simpler we can do in a matter of seconds. Just by moving those tiny muscles in your face, you can improve your mindset, your mood, but also become a lot happier. I didn't realize it, but by smiling throughout the day, it kept me in a state of happiness. Research even backs this up. When you smile, you release certain chemicals in your brain which help you to relax, but they also help you to improve your mood. Now, it may sound simple and basic. That's because it is. Smiling can make you happier in a matter of seconds. Some of you may find it really hard to believe that smiling can have such a positive impact on your mindset. That's why we're going to practice it right now. So you might want to go find a nice little spot where you can sit down and relax and smile for a few seconds. If someone walks in the room, they're going to think you're crazy, but I guarantee it, when they see you, they're going to want to smile as well. Just close your eyes for a second and think of something that will make you smile. Whether that's a family member, a friend, a loved one, a girlfriend, maybe it was an experience, or just think of your favorite song that makes you smile. All you want to do is close your eyes, relax for a few seconds and think of that happy moment. Once you've got that moment in your mind, just smile and enjoy it for a few seconds. I don't know about you, but I definitely feel better every time I smile. Now, whenever you're feeling down or things are getting on top of you, just walk away from everyone. Find a nice little place, close your eyes and think of that moment. I guarantee you do that, you will feel happier in a matter of seconds. What makes smiling such a good technique to becoming happier is that your brain cannot tell the difference between a real and imagined experience. So if you're someone who's struggling to find a happy thought, or you can't think of something that makes you smile, just make something up. Just try to imagine something that will make you want to smile. It could be something that you want to achieve in the future. In other words, fake it till you feel it. Now, if you're still struggling to smile, we can take this one step further. They did an experiment where they got people to create a smile with their fingers, actually moving their lips towards their ears, creating a physical smile. And this actually improved the mood of the people who were actually taking part in that experiment. Now, a few of you may think that's a little bit extreme, but when you're experiencing sadness, I believe you should do everything you can to make yourself a lot happier. Extreme actions get extreme results. So now you have 3 ways to smile. You can imagine something to make yourself smile. You can create an experience in your mind that will make you smile. And if that doesn't work, you can use your fingers, draw your lips towards your ears and create that smile. Even when I'm doing it, it's making me smile. It may seem a little bit funny, and if that gets you smiling, that's good enough for me. Our brain is constantly reading our actions, our movements. Therefore, whenever you smile, you are sending the right signals to your brain, which will make you happier and improve your mindset. So the next time you're about to go to work, start a project, even go to the gym, instead of going with that mood and that frustration, take a second just to smile, and I guarantee it, you will enjoy that activity a lot more. Number 2, brain diet. Most people are feeding their minds with junk, fear, negativity, and then they wonder, why are they unhappy? We forget our brain is just another muscle. If we end up feeding it the wrong things, it will never grow and develop in the way we want it to. That's why it's so important that you put your brain on a diet straight away. Just like you need to eat a high protein diet to build muscle, you need to be putting the right information into your mind so you ensure you have a happier mindset. I still remember when I used to look on social media and I felt like I was always falling behind. Once I got into that frame of mind, I didn't want to work, I would end up doing stupid things, I'd end up taking risks when there was no need to. After realizing that's no way to live my life, I stopped consuming online content. But also I looked at things differently. When I saw someone achieving the things that I want, instead of getting angry at myself, I saw that as an opportunity to learn. Because they had achieved the things I wanted, that meant that what I wanted to do was possible. But also they would have left clues on how they achieved the things that I wanted. And those clues helped me to achieve success. Another thing that can destroy your happiness but also your mindset is the news. The news is designed to do one thing: provoke fear and stop you from taking action. The news never changes, it just changes location. That's why I don't consume any news, because every time I watch it, I not only get depressed, I feel down and I don't want to work. I can't tell you how many conversations I've had with people and I said, oh, I'm thinking of doing this, and then they repeat, have you not seen what's going on in the news? Why would you do that? It's so risky. If you think about it, the news hasn't changed in 20 years. It's just gone from one country to another. So if you let this information bring you down, you will never take action. That's why it's so important you put your brain on the right diet and start to feed it things that will motivate you, inspire you, and make you want to take action. Because every time you put something positive into your mind, you're rewiring the way you think. So instead of watching the news and going on social media feeds, start listening to an audiobook. I'd recommend one book, Think Rich and Grow Rich. This will cause you to take action, but it will also make you believe anything is possible. Once you start feeding your brain the right information, you will become happier, but also you'll build a stronger mindset. Number 3, expectations. Looking back at my life, I always felt the most unhappiest when someone let me down. Whether it's your parents, friends, family, brothers, sisters, even your girlfriend. Having certain expectations is a guaranteed way to feel unhappy. Furthermore, the more expectations you have, the more sadness and pain you're likely to feel. I'm talking from personal experience. Expectations destroyed my happiness, but it also held me back in my life. So I'm the youngest of 8 kids. I have 4 older brothers. Being from an Asian family, we're told to stick together. And from a young age, it was drilled into me. Respect your older brothers, they'll always be there for you. They're like a father figure. But this attitude made me develop the wrong mindset. For so long, I waited for my brothers to bring everyone together so we could build something together, and I would just follow them as their younger brother. But this didn't happen. Instead, everyone chose to put themselves first. What makes it even worse, my brothers even chose their friends over me. Now, when they chose their friends, it really hurt. It actually hurts to this day, but it made me realize one thing: expecting anything from anyone will lead to unhappiness. Now, are they fully to blame, or was it my fault that I expected so much from them? When I was a young kid, I didn't have the right mindset or the right attitude. So I think that is one of the reasons why they didn't want to work with me. But also, I believe they were very selfish. All they did was think about themselves. So I take full responsibility. 1, for not leveling up enough but number 2 for expecting too much from my brothers. But what really pisses me off is that I stopped myself from committing into anything because in the back of my mind I really wanted to build something with my brothers. Therefore, when I finally decided I'm not going to expect anything from anyone, everything changed. I became a lot happier, but also I finally felt in control of my life. I started to focus on improving myself, improving my knowledge, but also my finances. So I didn't have to rely, but also have any expectations from anyone. You don't need anyone around you. You can just learn the things you need to do and get on with the work. But if you're expecting people to help you, guide you, and treat you a certain way, the only thing you're going to experience is disappointment and sadness. Therefore, start to focus on yourself, start leveling up so you don't have to have any expectations from anyone. Furthermore, when you expect something from someone, you're giving away your power and control. And your emotional state can depend on the other person's actions, something you don't have control over. But when you stop expecting, you take action. Action leads to results. Results leads to growth. Growth leads to a happier mindset. Number 4, posture. Just take a moment to observe how you're sitting or standing. If you have rounded shoulders, you're looking down on the floor, you're slouched in your seat, or you're just walking with poor posture, all these positions could be impacting your mindset, but also how you feel. Without even realizing it, you're constantly maintaining a position of someone who is sad and unhappy. Think about it. When you're feeling down, what do? You look down to the floor, you round your shoulders, you put your hands in your head. A very similar position we're all in when we're on our phone. Just like your facial muscles send signals to your brain, your body position does exactly the same. And when you're constantly in this position, it can make your brain think you're unhappy. That's why it's so important you pay attention to your posture throughout the day if you want to be more happy. Now, I'm not saying if you improve your posture, it's going to cure your sadness. But what I am saying is that if you improve your posture, it can contribute to your mindset and how you feel. Therefore, I want you to improve your posture, because by taking a few seconds to change the way you sit and stand, it can make you feel a lot happier. All you have to do is sit up or stand up a little bit more upright, bring your shoulders back, bring your shoulder blades together, stick your chest out a little bit, tuck your chin in, and maintain that better posture. When I do this, I always feel a lot better. Improving your posture only takes a few seconds, and it makes you look more attractive, it makes you look more confident, it can even help with your breathing. All things that will help you to improve your mindset and make you feel happier. Number 5, give something back. When you're trying to make yourself feel happier, it makes perfect sense to focus on yourself. But if that's not working, maybe it's time to focus on others. I know this is a little bit different to what you hear online. A lot of people say you need to fix yourself before you fix others. But I say if you fix others, you can fix yourself twice as fast. By focusing on others and giving something back, you can create a happier mindset like you've never had before. I'm talking from personal experience. Giving something back makes me feel the happiest. Whenever I feel down, I just give a little bit of money to someone, and I tell you, I feel so much better. But giving something back is one guaranteed way to feeling better. There's nothing wrong wanting to give something back so you can feel happy. Everyone wins. The other person wins because you're helping them. You win because you feel happier. A lot of people think you need money to do this, but you don't. You can give something back by helping an old person cross the road, helping someone to lift their shopping, doing some charity work, working in a food bank, even donating your blood. Therefore, when you give something back, all you need to give is a little bit of time, but also a little bit of energy. It can even be listening to someone's problem. If you want to give money, that's okay too. But as long as you're giving without expecting anything back, I guarantee it, you will feel a next level of happiness. Furthermore, once you start giving, your mindset shifts from scarcity, what I don't have, to abundance, what I can share. Therefore, giving something back is not just an act of kindness, it's a strategy to feel good and a lot happier. Now, if you want to build a perfect morning mindset, you might want to click here.